Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Resident Roleplay. This is a show where a group of friends and I get together and play homebrewed tabletop RPG set in the world of Resident Evil. I'm your host and GM, and welcome back everybody.
Yep.
Hi.
Hey.
Mel's currently AFK, but is here. And we're still waiting on our friend Joe, but he's supposed to be showing up here soon. I see Brenny the Dragon Slayer is in chat. How you doing? And, yeah. So I guess we should go ahead and get started here. We did just come out with a new Playground video. Probably make mention of that. First Playground video in 3 years, apparently. Well, 3.5 years. Closer to.
Go watch it.
Playground
Number 7.
6
7.
was the one that came out before previously.
Oh yeah, 6 was the last one.
Oh man. Well, what even was 6?
That was the one with the knife and stuff. Also, I was a bit. Also, didn't notice that Alicia Cross was also in the chat, but it was the same color as Brenny the Dragon Slayer, so that confused me. Hello, how you doing?
Really?
Yeah. At least it is on my screen.
Yeah.
On my chat.
How are all of you?
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, the Playground video, hey, for some reason isn't available in 4K on YouTube, and we can't figure out why. Apparently, sometimes there's some delay on that, but we'll see if it changes, and hopefully, it doesn't need a re-upload. That's a thing. Oh, also,
yeah, I checked again. I checked again earlier today, and it still wasn't there.
Yeah, I checked as well. So that's unfortunate because it was rendered and all that in 4K. But we'll see if that changes. So, in the meantime, shall we get into tonight's episode?
I think we shall.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well,
So,
well, I don't know if
I know, are we gonna have a Chauncey? I don't know. We'll see. So
we need a wall of
previously,
bullets. That's what we need.
previously on Resident Roleplay, after finalizing the ACT G-Virus antidote, you flew out to Guadalajara, where the current outbreak has need of it. You found the city coated in some red flesh-like material which seemed to have spread as part of the infection. And before dispersing the antidote, you headed downtown in search of a sample from a massive ACT creature, which you needed in order to fuel some powerful experiments that you had planned. So, going into Juarez Station, you explored the area, salvaged some resources, and found a mysterious, well-secured briefcase in a nearby art exhibit, which you're still carrying around. You then navigated the problematic terrain and obstacles that had come about from the spread of the G-Virus flesh, and completed puzzles in the power room in order to access the underground railway, which you found flooded with some brown, rancid liquid of some sort. In the dark rail tunnels, you felt the seismic activity that you'd been warned of, as well as a periodic ripple through the waters. After fighting off a few G-adults, you eventually arrived in a large chamber with a massive beating heart at its center. And that's where we left off. So, the immense beating heart, taller than yourself and wider than a bus, lies in the waters before you. A number of thick, fleshy tendrils feed into it like arteries, and with each periodic beat, waves ripple through the waters.
Trying to beat this heart.
Oh my god. What?
This is both fascinating and incredibly disturbing at the same time.
I never knew.
Well, I found its weak point.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
Quick question though. Is this area, this is like a chamber?
Yeah, a pretty large cavern-like chamber.
Is it is the floor all one level? I.e., what I'm trying to say is, are there somewhere we can go that is dry? Are there places we
Yeah,
can
the
go
floor
that are
is
dry?
all of the same level. It seems like all flat terrain.
Okay, so there are no like side stuff that come out.
Yeah.
Like no, I don't know what you call them, walkways or anything like that.
Not that you can see.
Nah, come on. All right.
You also notice that the air in this area is thick with a cloud of spores kind of in the vicinity of the heart. And I'm going to need everybody to make Constitution saving throws.
Ooh, my favorite.
Oh no!
I am so good at this. Raph.
Got open my sheet.
I'm so bad at this.
Was
That's
that?
reverse psychology.
Is this against poison?
Yeah, it will
Yeah,
have
no.
something to do with it.
Okay, I have advantage.
You do have advantage.
Nuts.
Area has efficiency and saving throws. Heck yeah.
Yeah, advantage.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
Delicious.
let me see if I could
six.
+0.
bring up Chauncey's sheet.
Onuria, be the saving grace.
Yes.
Yeah, Onuria.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Right
good job.
there. Oh no, Kevin also. I didn't see Kevin or.
I rolled an 8.
All right, and
Don't roll this G.
I'll go ahead and roll for Chauncey.
Oh,
Never mind. That's
That's a
actually
pretty good con.
That's a pretty good con. Like, yeah.
Okay, so what are the rolls looking like? You got Kevin fails, Mr. G
Mhm.
She fails.
Nuria succeeds, Katara succeeds, and Chauncey succeeds. So Kevin and Mr. G, you both start coughing as there's a bit of a sort of tension and just general itchiness in your lungs, and you feel kind of debilitated. You both have the poisoned condition.
Okay. No damage associated.
Well, the poison condition does come with some periodic damage.
Blue herb.
Hey, we don't even need a blue herb. I can just kill you guys immediately.
That's true. Wait, do you have efficient use for that too?
Alright, but I have a lot of chemical fluid.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, because I have 2 blue herbs on me, so
So-
like,
Because
I have one on me.
I have resistance to poison damage, so I'm taking half damage anyways.
Yeah, but you have really low hit points.
But I'm taking half damage.
but you can just take a blue herb and then be good.
Or a cleanse. I could kill you
Or a
immediately.
cleanse.
Mr. G is like looking at it through a scope and she's like, ah, shit.
You alright?
No.
Alright. Hold on. Come here. I'm gonna take out
Saddle on
one.
over.
I'm gonna take out 1 blue herb.
All right, so
And
you
then
use
you-
How many of those do we have?
3, I think.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I have one.
Yep.
Okay, 1 for me, 1 for Kevin, and 1 just in case.
Yep.
I can cleanse people.
Whichever one, it's resources either way. So whichever one.
I think I'll hand out the blue herb first.
Wait, does
so
the
I'll
blue
get
herb cure poison, or does it only prevent poison?
it removes the poison condition.
Fantastic. Okay.
I would say I'd want Nuria to cleanse Kevin because he realizes that there are only a limited amount of blue herbs, and other people could use those.
I am hoping though there's
But-
the heal associated because I am down 8. So I don't think the
There's-
cleanse can heal. So
I can
No,
give you-
No,
cleanse-
neither of those come with a heal.
oh,
Yeah.
I can treat wound you as well.
is the blue? Is it if you just take a solid blue? Is that what it does?
Yeah, if you take a
Oh,
solid blue, it
okay.
removes poison.
I thought it was a
condition.
blue and green. I thought you can only get it if it was a blue and green or something like that.
No,
Okay.
thankfully.
I know that used to be how it worked.
For what?
If you can only take an herb if it's combined with a green.
No,
but-
that's only with reds.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
only reds have
Only
that.
well, reds and yellows both have that.
So the
prerequisite, but
green
blue's
and
never
the
did.
blue are the only ones you can take on their own.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, hit me up with the blue then.
Yep. Take a blue. So they can remove. So that's one blue out of the first aid.
What did we just get hit with?
Get a sub.
Hey! Oh, yeah. Super
I had
salty
to get that out of
peanut.
the way. Sorry.
Thank you.
Hey.
You're welcome.
um,
You resisted the poison condition as Chauncey.
Kevin, you're gonna
Seen
take
that. Thank you
this.
for rolling.
What, Kevin is... You're handing that to Kevin?
Kevin, you're gonna. Yeah. She's gonna hand you the blue herb because we have one more anyway.
He's going
And
to
then,
take and take it. So that's poison gone.
Yeah.
then we have one more blue herb, and then Nuria can cleanse.
So, are you just gonna hand Mr. G the herb?
Yep.
All right, he's gonna roll it up. Good thing I keep a spliff with me at all times.
All your stuff's moist.
Oh crap!
Delicious.
And
Can
it's
I, while
worked
we're
in stomach
discussing this,
cases.
can I quickly do my pre-rolls?
Sure. Knock yourself out.
yeah.
Well,
Aw,
we didn't talk
yeah.
about this on the
Here we go,
stream,
here-
but Troy and I both rolled natural 20s on our first pre-roll, and then I went on to roll 2 natural 20s over the course of my 3 warm-up rolls. So,
What was that?
I told when that happened earlier, I told Raph not allowed to use roll 20 tonight.
Cheater.
Wait, cleanse is 3 chem fluid? Oh, I
Whoa!
thought it was 2 chem fluid. It used to be 2 chem fluid, now it's 3.
oh, it's 3, lady.
Oh.
Correct. That's enough for like.
So you're saying I'm not poisoned at all because of that roll, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So wait, so we using the blue herbs?
Yeah,
I
the
already-
blue herbs are used,
I'm smoking
Okay.
mine already. You can't stop
and
me.
then like we have one more just in case, and then cleanse.
Miri like enthusiastically goes to pull out one of her syringes and then just puts it away as Katara is handing out the blue herbs.
Katara looks at her, is just like, "Don't worry."
Mr. G's looking at her and going like, why does everything you do in a needle?
It's the most efficient way to get things done.
Is it?
Well, it goes right into the bloodstream.
Exactly.
So does this. So does this.
But you all see that thick cloud of spores still permeating the air.
Okay, so
Is it just kind of just kind of everywhere? Is it coming from any one particular spot?
It's just kind of generally permeating throughout the chamber. It doesn't seem like it's coming from any one particular area. Y'all are still breathing it in, so
Is there? I mean, can we do something like cover our mouths with clothing to try to mitigate that? Like I've got all this like hood stuff. I can just like.
yeah. I mean, you try it and as you go throughout, but it doesn't seem. It seems a little bit too ubiquitous to make a difference.
Mhm.
It's just a little too
Okay,
thick
just
in here.
Well, it turns out wearing a mask doesn't protect you from breathing stuff in.
well, we'll just have to make this quick and get out of here then.
Please do.
She
Yeah.
just takes a shot at the heart.
Do you take a shot at the heart?
Yeah.
All right, make an attack roll.
If there's nothing else around, he's just.
Just wait for that.
It was like as Katara's just like moving forward, just she's like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
Wait for it.
Okay. So how does how does this work? With like, is this a creature?
I'll
That,
say,
like-
it is
Because
considered a
I'm
creature.
trying to
You would also
add
get
my stuff to it.
I was gonna say you would also get. I'll give you advantage on the attack roll since you're
because it hasn't acted in combat yet.
True.
I think.
Well, this is
I already did it.
this is technically a surprise as well.
Is it a surprise? I was going to ask.
This a surprise
You're
round?
attacking a creature that is
hold-
unaware of your existence right now.
Oh, hold up.
To be fair, that's
So
we are in
it's
this
sort of
order.
a creature.
So it's a Oh.
I
All
feel
right,
like this is going to be like a spider egg sack and a bunch of things that come out as soon as we
No, I'm
shoot
pretty
it.
sure this creature is the size of Guadalajara.
So do we get do each of us get a thing to do then?
I mean, if you would
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to be like, when somebody says, like, if we need to do something about it, he just says, okay. And that's your cue.
Okay.
And so the surprise round technically is for the whole group.
Okay.
Technically, I guess how it works. So, bonus action spot it, and then a headshot. Oh, no, I'm not going to bonus action spot it, Raph. I'm going to bonus action attack again.
Huh? What?
I'm an assassin that leveled up recently, bitches.
Wait. Hold on, no.
I'm going to bonus action attack a second time after I figure out what the modifiers are for the first one.
You sound shocked.
Don't worry, everybody. One more episode, and I'll be leveled up too.
Oh, that's crazy!
And then we're just going to have Chauncey beat everything for us. Second attack.
Oh, that's crazy!
Uh, 19 still probably hits.
Yeah, both hit.
Okay. Here we go. Everybody ready?
Eat him up.
Yeah, let's see this.
I should have steroid you.
Works.
Does that work for attacks? Steroids?
Yeah.
Wait, no, steroids
I mean-
does. No, I'm thinking of the other one that you have on
And you.
the other one. The first one is a crit, and I think the second one is an automatic crit.
Yeah, that's true. They both crit
Yes.
in that case. But you only get sneak attack once.
Yeah, I'll take attacks on the first one.
Ah.
This heart's gonna blow.
It just
Literally.
lets out a meow.
This is probably a tickle.
Bang!
You are.
Whoa!
That's a lot of max damage on. Oh, there's also a lot of minimum damage too.
Alright, so I'm just gonna say right now, right? That brings Katara down to 102 if that were to hit her.
Here comes the second attack.
She'd be like, please stop.
It's like, ow! I felt that.
Pink! Ah!
Then I shoot resistance, and then she hits resistance.
Plus 31. That's a
Then
total
minus
of
31.
122.
Jeez, all that was sneak damage?
Katara,
No sneak attack on the
Katara-
second attack.
No, that's what I mean. Jeez, sneak attack added like another 50.
That's
Another 60.
14
Mr. G would have brought, like, if Katara was an enemy, Mr. G would have brought Katara down to 71. I'm
On the
running
on the first round.
on the first round. Not even the first round, just the surprise round. Just
Oh yeah, and then the first round happens.
So I'll
Actually,
say,
wait, no.
Given that Mr. G sort of took some initiative here, you bring up your rifle and just fire those two shots after bolting between them, and you see
Since
your
I have the time, since I have the time, I'm able to set up. Do you guys know what a bump stock is?
I do.
Yeah, he sets. It's a thing you can do with I think any semi-automatic firearm. You can set it up so that when you fire, the recoil forces the weapon to I guess technically misfire a second round, and you can turn any semi-automatic weapon into a fully automatic. So he's able to set that up and just get two shots off. At the same
That's
time.
crazy.
so with a bolt action.
It's more or less a
Oh, that's
bump,
true. It's a bolt
bump
action.
fire.
Yeah.
It's more or less a bump fire, but it's not really the stock. The stock still has some spring to it, but as you pull the trigger, the recoil and your finger stays still where the recoil will recoil the gun, and then you double fire. Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
So you use two
Technically,
shots.
yeah, this was
streak into it, and just you see little spatters of blood in the middle of the heart, and it begins beating faster as you hear again that sound reverberating through all the walls. Just, and all of a sudden, the seismic activity resumes, and everything begins shaking an incredible amount, and you see the ceiling begins collapsing in on this chamber, and huge pieces of debris are falling down all around you. It obscures your sightline on the heartbeat, but you feel the walls are rumbling a bunch. A lot of concrete is just falling all around you. You get the sense you're about to get caved in.
Look it up, guys.
Move out.
Okay, so you start heading back down the tunnel.
What is
I
there?
don't think we'll make it.
Is there a ceiling above us in this room?
If there is, it's beyond your dark vision, and you can't see it.
Well, okay, so because the way it's sounding is the area that we're in, that chamber is collapsing in, right?
Mm-hmm.
But is the tunnel itself also collapsing in itself?
Yeah, looking back on the tunnel, it does seem like this earthquake has quite a reach, and it seems like quite a bit of the tunnel is collapsing as well.
Do we know how deep we are?
Definitely not. It's difficult terrain. I don't think we're gonna get out.
No, there's no way.
Guys, I'm about to ride this heart.
I was about to do that.
I'm just saying, I'm really debating on mounting this heart and just pulling triggers.
If you're there, G is right beside you.
Cool. I'm in.
I guess if we push deeper, then
If you go under the heart, it might help you. Just saying. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
We can
yeah.
pop it in hot juices.
I mean, a roof can only collapse so far.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. If you can dodge a couple boulders, you'll be solid because it's going to stop collapsing after some time.
Yeah, so actually, Katara. Yeah, if we're pushing forward, Katara will just be like, "Get under the heart."
Well, you can't see the underside of the heart, even when you could see the heart. It's worth noting it was submerged partially in the water.
Oh, it's like resting in it.
Yeah.
But can I get on the heart?
Well, currently you cannot see the heart. You have lost all visibility of it as the roof has collapsed. And there's essentially, essentially solid wall in front of you.
It's not starting to collapse. It's already collapsing.
Yeah.
Okay, we're running then.
Yeah. So
Wait. Can I see it with my heat vision?
You see solid wall with your heat vision still.
Oh, what is this? Concrete?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Whatever this.
That shoulder charge the concrete. Let's go. Oh, wait, so like, how did the heart move out of you? Did the wall fall into its place?
Basically, yeah, the ceiling fell to the ground level.
The ceiling is already falling, and there are pieces between us and the heart.
I'll say make a perception check. Because it's a little dark and there's a lot going on in your field of view. Let's see how much you can interpret of what's happening right now. Chauncey.
Yeah, I'm looking for my perception here. I get advantage for situational awareness?
I'll say that doesn't apply here.
Okay. How about a nat 1 with a +5?
+5?
This is solid concrete.
Well, +5.
Solid concrete in front of you. That's how much you could discern.
Can I see a way up above the concrete in front of me?
Not with a natural one, you can't.
Okay, can I just rocket boost towards the top of this piece of concrete?
All right, make an athletics check.
All right, let's go. That's a bigger number. That's a little bit bigger number. That's a 15.
All right, you get up partway up this mountain of debris that's continuing to pile upwards. You get up on top of it, and you just see more debris essentially falling down around you, and more of the ceiling essentially is, you see, looking up above you, you see solid rock that's gradually coming closer to you.
Do I see a way to the heart?
You do not see the heart anywhere right now. But you do see lots of moving bits of flesh essentially going everywhere around you.
Like weaved throughout?
Yeah, weaved throughout all the stone and concrete and everything that's falling around. There's just bits of flesh that are flailing outwards.
Oh, this thing's building its own like little cocoon. Concrete.
Oh, I think I know where this is going.
I don't.
It's armor in itself. Get that son of a bitch! Let's go. I don't.
So,
if the tunnel is collapsing,
well, everything is collapsing right now. So this is basically going to be a mad dash to the surface. This is going to be a skill challenge. So however you guys go about doing it, everything from this point onwards is going to be skill challenge territory. So the walls rumble, the seismic activity is escalating, and the stone walls and ceiling are beginning to crumble and collapse around you, one brick at a time. How are you guys going about getting out of here?
As stuff is falling in place, obviously, G with his suit and extra peripheral visions, he's going to whenever stuff is starting to collapse, he's doing everything that he can to move out of the way with a combination of his grapple gun and his just natural athletic ability, and he's basically going to flip and twist and trick his way through the tunnels.
All right, so you go back through the tunnels. All right, so go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
I just...
Why did you have to Indiana Jones this, G?
So as a brief reminder of a skill challenge house rule. So basically, you need to accumulate a certain number of successes as a group before a certain number of failures, or before getting 3 failures rather.
Yeah.
And basically only using proficient skills that any of you have, and anybody can volunteer to take up any.
Does that athletics check that I first started with?
I was gonna say, that stuff would that have kicked it off?
I will say, yeah, that kicked it off. So I'll say, yeah, that first one was in fact a success. So
that did give us more information.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll count that athletics check.
But
So
we
I
can't
probably
use the same one
can't-
twice, right?
You can, but the DC will be raised if you try a duplicate.
So I probably can't do this, but can I? Can I get a cryo bomb and have it on the water, in my hand, freezing the water so I can run on top? Be like a science.
Okay, I'll make a science check.
Yeah.
And Mr. G, that's a success. So you start dashing down the tunnel as debris are falling around you, and you're just parkouring your way past everything and dodging and weaving around various pieces of debris and some of the flesh walls and whatnot.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
So that's a success on G, and that's a success for Nuria. So describe to me again what you were doing.
So she's gonna pull out one of her cryo bombs and if it's kind of like a grenade, she activates it and then has it kind of holding out in front of her while she's running, so it's freezing the water and creating a small surface for her to run across for at least a brief period of time.
Okay, yeah. So you're just sliding across the surface of the liquid. Are you heading back in the same direction as G down the tunnel?
Yeah.
All right, so Chauncey rockets up forward, heading up the debris that fell in this chamber. Mr. G and Nuri are heading backwards. G navigating in an agile manner around all the terrain, and then Nuria freezing some of the liquid to create a surface to slide across. Sorry, were you saying something?
I mean, like, other than just kind of following behind with them, is there a way that I could... It probably wouldn't be investigation, but it would probably be perception, like, as a means to, like, I guess, help navigate.
I would say you could use investigation if you so choose. Yeah, that could fall under either.
Okay, yeah, I definitely would do investigation.
Okay, so are you going back with Nuria and Mr. G?
Yeah.
All right.
You have what? Your dark vision is what? 120?
No, it's 60.
Oh, okay. That's still more than mine, so you can help navigate me. Tell me where to go.
Yeah. I was thinking about doing that. We'll see if this works. I have no means of advantage at all right now. Oof, okay. That's a nat 20. All right.
So he finds a shortcut and roll out. Right now.
That's one way to get it an advantage.
Right. So that's worth 2 successes. And Mr. G, you head back down the tunnel, zipping your way across and flipping through various pieces of debris as they fall midair, and just corkscrewing and tricking over a couple of obstacles. You eventually get back to that crossroad, that sort of intersection where the path split in two, and that you guys had passed by earlier. Right, yeah. You get back to that area, and as you do, you see the tunnel ahead, much closer, the exit to the boarding station much closer than it was before. However, the light at the end of that tunnel just goes black all of a sudden as you realize some debris has just cut you off. So you wait at this intersection for your allies to catch up, and you're just yelling over the comms for some help. And Katara, as you arrive and see the predicament, you search around with your dark vision as your eyes glow red in this low light condition. You see off to the side of the tunnel what looks to be some sort of something that you'd passed by earlier, but has since been revealed from all of this destruction and some of the flesh along the walls peeling away. You do see what looks to be some sort of access door used for like utility maintenance type personnel to get onto the tracks. You see one of those doors and you point in the direction of it and lead the Mr. G and Nuria along that way. Which, by the way, where's Kevin in all this?
Well, Kevin's following behind.
Who though? Chauncey or Mr. In the direction Mr. G went?
I'm not suicidal, so
You slide on the ice.
I'm gonna follow the others.
All right.
Who aren't Chauncey.
So you go down that way.
People say I'm suicidal by just checking on stuff. Let's go. I'm gonna fight it now. Let's see suicidal. Let's hunt some rocks.
So, Kevin, you start heading back down that direction, catching up with the others. You see them head into that side hatch and head into that door as well. It leads you down a series of hallways and stairwells as various pieces of machinery and vents are just crashing around you all the while. The ceiling's also collapsing in here, the continual shaking, disrupting everything. You eventually head past a couple of stairwells and burst out another door, which takes you to that familiar hallway that you guys were in, the one with the large gap previously. You seem to have exited out of another door that might have been covered up by some flesh earlier. All right, so what are you guys doing next? What skill are you going to try your hand at next?
Could I use a history to help, I guess, remember which way is the way out?
That'd be a bit of a stretch.
That would be like survival.
Yeah, I'd probably be more along the lines of survival or investigation.
That's like navigation and sense of direction.
I meant, since we were here before.
We're not here. This is a new place.
Well, no, this was the place you guys were in previously.
Oh, we went.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. So which place are we in now?
That hallway that you guys jumped the gap in the middle of.
Oh, that place.
Or Chauncey, you're also eligible to try something. Anybody in the party can try.
I'm debating on what I want to do.
Okay.
I'll go last.
Okay.
So Considering it's I already used investigation. I mean, the DC goes up if I use it again, but is there anything in the area that we can use to essentially get across there, like make essentially almost attempt to make a bridge out of like things that may have like fallen around us?
My idea.
I was gonna say that might be a technology check. I would say.
If you,
could I please?
What's your technology?
It's a +12.
Can I give advantage on that?
All right, sure. Yeah, I would say Katari. Are you also proficient?
Oh yeah, she's proficient.
Since you're, I would say if you're proficient, you can help with Kevin's check then, and then Kevin, you get advantage on a technology check.
Woohoo!
I can get to the access or to the the maintenance room, and get you guys the materials.
Nice.
Ooh, 28. All right. So the walls are being kind of stripped bare, and you do see some various pieces of just rebar and structural support pieces that are just falling out of the walls left and right. You see various tiles along the walls falling onto your path and disrupting your run. You run across, you get to the gap that was in that hallway previously, and looking for a way across. You notice, the rest of you notice Kevin and Katara already getting to work and gathering some of these materials. Kevin just quickly welds some of them together and basically starts threading them across the gap and making a makeshift sort of bridge. Obviously, Mr. G, you're able to just quickly zip onto the other side, but you're able to kind of have people on either side holding it as the rest kind of shimmy along, either by their arms or trying to balance with their legs. But you're able to create a sort of makeshift solution using your technology and your tools to get across this gap and keep dashing for the exit. Meanwhile, Chauncey, you are just... It takes you a moment to realize that the ceiling isn't getting lower, but rather you're going up, because whatever platform you're standing on is going up as a massive creature is rising out of the earth.
I'm ready for it.
No, you're gonna get eaten again.
I have my next move.
Chauncey has to get eaten by every boss.
I have to ride and be eaten.
Yeah,
it is my story.
So
I should put that in my background as flaws. Ride all monsters.
Ride or die is your flaw. That's the name of it.
Ride or die isn't a vor.
The thing is no monster lived to tell my taste.
So
a worm.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I think it's still around somewhere, isn't it? Wait, no. That's true, yeah.
So,
okay, no, but
I was gonna say, as you're rising up towards this ceiling, as the various pieces of rock are falling around you, you do catch hold of a piece of flesh, like this fleshy tentacle sort of appendage that is moving across and flings you across this platform that you're now on, and you land and you feel the thudding, that rhythmic beating of the heart still below you. You get the sense it's very nearby. But as it rises out of the earth and various pieces of flesh and rock crush into other pieces of rock and just collide and forces its way out to the surface, you being also on the blunt end of this, are getting shoved upwards and crushed against a bunch of rocks. I'll say...
Can I tell you what I wanted to do?
Oh yeah, sure. Well, yeah. What are you looking to do?
So if it's lifting me up, I would like to jump off of the platform when I feel like it's at a significant height, rocket boost up, and then I want to thud down on the boulders in roughly the area of where I thought the heart was.
Okay, yeah. Well, as I mentioned, you've gotten kind of shoved into basically where the heart was at this point.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah. But I want to come in Chauncey style, like crash through the rocks.
All right, so yeah, as you're getting shoved in that direction, you just rocket boost a little bit of extra distance, and so you're looking to crash into like the debris where you think the heart is.
Through the debris into the heart.
Oh, so you're trying to like tunnel towards the heart. Basically.
I wanted to be like a comet. I just want to.
Okay, so superhero landing this.
Yeah,
I'll say.
There goes my knees.
Make a strength check. Straight up strength.
Strength check. Let's go.
You know, I just realized something. Chauncey is Iron Man.
Yeah. Been there.
Either that or he's Warmonger.
Warmonger.
It's somewhere between War Machine and Warmonger at this point.
Yeah.
So, okay, 17. As you're flying across and you get that little bit of extra boost with your the rocket thrusters attached to the Ares exosuit, you kind of throw down your fist, reinforced by this exoskeleton and this enhanced strength that you have, and crash through a superficial layer of rubble and just fall a small gap. It's dark in here and it's almost impossible to see much detail, but you feel yourself falling a small gap before landing on something soft and fleshy, and you get the sense that you've kind of burst through this layer of rubble that was around it and just crashed down onto the part that you saw as the heart. And there's a little bit of an outer shell sort of around you now that is sort of providing some insulation, some protection against all the rest of the ground that's being thrown past you.
I'm protected because I'm close enough to the heart.
Essentially. I'll say that'll give you... Because this is a bit of a tumultuous ride you're on. You're still getting grinded through a pretty good distance of underground rock. So I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw. But given your protection, I'll say you have advantage.
Oh, man.
11.
You have advantage.
Oh, yeah. 17.
Okay. So you cling close to this heart and just hold on to it as it's you're basically occasionally, or rather at this point rapidly, getting rocked around from the beating, and the elevation is rising and falling, and you're just flailing about on this massive piece of flesh. But you hold on to it as tight as you can, and again, having that canopy of debris around you to shield you from some of the rock as it's tunneling through the earth. You will take half of this damage because you rolled well enough.
Okay.
Oh boy, I can't wait to see this. Oh,
so you take 28.
Yeah, 28.
Yeah, 28 points of bludgeoning damage as you're just getting ground through the earth as you're rising above, until eventually you hear a loud this explosion as all of a sudden the canopy of concrete is removed around you, and looking up into the above, you can see the night sky and the clouds and the stars above, as all of a sudden you've breached the surface. But a few moments prior to this, what were you gonna say?
Could I have been shooting this heart the whole time too?
Not if you wanted to hold on to it as well.
Oh, I mean, I was thinking Vanguard. Just like,
are you activating your Vanguard?
I kind of feel it makes sense. Be like, okay, Vanguard on. No, I'll hold on. I'll hold strong to the heart. I'm riding the heart currently.
All right. So, but a few moments prior to this, the rest of you were running through the tunnels and running up the staircases and running through the lobby of the station where you'd first arrived, running across all of the various baggage and benches that you'd ransacked earlier, and making your way across that as various pieces of debris are falling around you still. You burst out the front doors and you feel the ground beginning to go beneath you as all of you are sort of trying to outrun a falling floor, essentially, as it's beginning to fall away behind you. And you could hear this loud rumbling as the entirety of the station building begins to sink into the earth behind you. You eventually get a good distance across the lot, and you feel that the ground beneath you seems to have sort of stabilized, and looking back, you do see that station descending into the earth gradually before a giant explosion sends a bunch of debris flying outwards, jettisoning into the sky as this massive just mound of flesh emerges out of it. You see a super massive, incoherent, writhing mass shattering the building into countless pieces as it emerges out from beneath the earth like a primordial behemoth awakening. And flinging from the top of it, Chauncey's body just goes arcing across the sky and lands at its feet as this massive eyeball rears out of the out from underground, and with massive teeth circling around it. And at this point, I think I'm gonna have y'all roll for initiative.
There's teeth around the eyeball? That's not where those go.
You want this? Wait, I'm no longer riding the heart.
You got flung from it as it bursted forth through the surface.
You know what this reminds me of? What's the monster name? The huge world-eating one or whatever.
What the heck is that? Is that what it is?
Where was I riding?
Initiative.
I want to know where I was riding.
First of all, can we just talk about how fucking huge that is?
That thing is gross.
Oh, hi.
Tarrasque.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like its eye. I don't like how glossy its eye is.
I absolutely adore how glossy
it looks like a dead fish eye.
It looks like a moray eel is sticking out the side of it.
Oh, let me put this up on the There we go.
Now, a couple weeks back, you said something about my initiative being wrong. Am I correct?
Might have
back
been.
Whenever you ran, I think you said something after you ran my character.
Yeah, if I did, I probably corrected it on that updated sheet that I gave you.
You know what it's supposed to be?
It's just your mobility plus your proficiency. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's because you hadn't updated updated it from your mobility improvement that you got from the suit.
Oh, so it should be higher.
Yeah.
Wait.
But yeah,
initiative is...
No, for him it is.
Oh,
For him
okay.
it is. Yeah.
Oh wait,
Was I doing this wrong the whole time?
Yeah, for everybody else, it's just your mobility. He has a special feature that gives him that proficiency in initiative.
Yeah, so you could all spread yourselves out across the lot.
Oh,
look at you,
Another
kids.
20!
Look at you kids getting nat 20s on things that aren't combat.
And Chauncey, you're pretty much just landed right next to it, right in front of it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to read through your old messages to see what I'm talking about.
Daddy, the boy can't leave us.
Hold on. I just want to see. Oh yeah, that eyeball is bigger than we are.
Are you gonna get eaten by the eyeball?
No, I think we're gonna get eaten by a
What is
tar.
that? What is that door behind us? That red door?
So that was the gate that you all originally entered in from. However, it now seems to have basically clotted over with those flesh blocks that you'd seen inside of the station.
I also like this map. It's really gross.
Does it?
It's pretty gross.
Do they look? So do they look like the super, super thick ones from, like, down below that, you essentially couldn't get through, or do they look like...
Well, no, this one looks like the ones that were basically blocking some of the doors and hallways, rather, that you'd pass through, the ones that you flamed away. It looks very much like that same sort of thing.
Good. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Oh, it finally rolled. Did
you roll that a while ago?
Yeah, I rolled that a while ago.
Wow. Okay. So, I was actually...
this creature's kind of cute.
What?
Just a little bit.
I don't see it. I'm sorry.
It's kind of derpy. It's kind of derpy.
It's like the eyes just looking at you like, hey guys, you just kind of messed up my home a little bit. Come on, man.
I mean, you can imagine this thing like knocking on your door and being like, hey, can I come to your sleepover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm Chuck Jordan's face
by the
and
way.
scream
That was changed.
and grab a gun.
Okay, yeah. And since while we were waiting for that, I went ahead and put everyone's initiative down. And now let's see, Chauncey and Katara are 17-10. Okay, so that's everybody. So, all right, pretty good initiative. Top of the round, we're starting with Kevin.
Oh boy. Where do we start? Okay. Well, Kevin is going to take out the China Lake.
All right.
All right.
Brandish
Wait,
your...
where should I be? Wait, right here?
Yeah, you're like right in front of it.
Okay. What part of this thing was I riding?
Probably a part that's not
top.
visible anymore, as this thing, again, is this incoherent, writhing mass of flesh that's constantly moving around and folding in on itself.
You're riding the more rate.
Just so you guys know, we shot the heart. We do know that its most effective area is the eyeball. We should have thought this out.
So I just shoot it, right, and then it rolls a save or something.
Yeah. So you target a point, and then you hit a radius around that. So
This thing's big enough you can like consume the entire thing with a shot if you want.
basically, yeah, you could just launch it somewhere where it won't affect Chauncey.
I'm gonna aim here.
All right, right at the center of mass, you aim up and see this thing against the night sky, silhouetted there. Some of the there are some lamps around this parking lot that are still projecting some visibility here, so you're not out of the low light, or rather, you are out of the low light conditions now that you were in previously. So yeah, it needs to make a mobility save, and you need to roll some damage.
Yeah.
Are you using explosive or flame?
Explosive.
Okay, yeah. 4d6. The beautiful.
This poor boy.
So that's an 8, so that fails.
It ain't moving anywhere.
Guys.
That means it has mobility of 2? Or 1?
That's
Yeah, but I
14.
bet you it packs a hell of a punch.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I did just have some rock damage. That could have really hurt.
So it explodes nearby the center of mass, and by that eyeball, you're a loud as this thing flails about in the air.
Question. This thing is coming out of the ground, right? So it's not like we can like make it collapse again.
Essentially, yeah, it's coming out of the ground.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything else for
Right,
Kevin?
so-
You have a second attack?
I do have a second attack. Let's
As-
do that again.
All right, so you just with your pump action grenade launcher.
Yeah.
All right, and needs to roll another save.
I'm aiming at the same spot.
All right, it's a 10.
That's a negative.
All right, give it to me.
Negatory Captain.
18. A little bit better.
All right, another. All right. So is that the end of Kevin's turn?
Well, as a free action, he's gonna go look over at Katara and yell, "Well, there's your sample. I think it's big enough."
All right.
Yeah, I bet.
Other than that, he's done.
All right.
Guys brought in the vials, right?
I think so.
Mary just like jiggles her science bag.
All right. So, excuse me. The end of Kevin's turn. It's going to use one of its legendary actions.
Oh boy.
To use
Splatter.
to use its unstoppable movement. So it gets to.
I'm sorry, what?
Move up to
Excuse me?
10 feet.
Can move?
And
no.
It is unstoppable.
Any objects or structures in its path are destroyed, and any creatures in its path are pushed back. So, Chauncey, you're going with it as it.
It's like, oh!
I am fine with this.
As this big, just like Akira-style mass of flesh begins pressing against you and just shoving you forward, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That's fine.
That brings us to Nuria's turn.
That changes.
Nira's gonna bonus action reload her hyper gun because I forgot about that.
Right.
Bonus action! Then... Ready, Chauncey?
I'm ready.
Chauncey!
I am ready. Juice me.
She's gonna juice them up!
Juice me.
All right.
I am now the Hulk Iron Man.
Hulkbuster time. Yeah, Hulkbuster time. So, is Nuria, well, you're casting steroid, I'm assuming?
I just need that stat card. For as much as I get juiced.
Yeah, you need just a version of every sheet that's just you on juice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, a juiced or unjuiced version.
Steroid.
So, was that correct that Nuria was using steroids?
I think that's a yes.
Okay, yeah, I think she cut out.
I heard yes.
Yeah. All right, are you using any movement?
Yeah.
This, by the way, we don't have a proper one, but this was that cop car that you guys saw earlier.
Actually, I'm gonna go behind the cop car.
All right. All right.
And that's the end of her turn.
All right, at the end of your turn, this massive monstrosity is going to use another one of its legendary actions to make a tentacle attack. That's going to come down on Chauncey.
Let's go.
Again, poor Chauncey.
So 26 to hit.
Yeah. That kind of hits.
All right, you take...
Kind of hits real good.
15 points of bludgeoning damage as one of its many tentacles just comes down and smacks against you.
Don't you have that damage resistant stuff too?
Yeah, I'll give it to you next round.
End it with 3 times damage resistance. Let's go. 3 times bludgeoning. I don't think it's gonna do much else.
Give me a bludgeoning, and bludgeoning.
Can they please stack? give me a third of that.
A third.
All right. So that's the end of Nuria's turn. That brings us to Chauncey.
All right. Well, Vanguard. Might as well just use that now that I should have earlier, but you know, it was the heart, not the eye. I knew I was waiting for something.
All right. What are you putting up onto your turret?
I'm gonna go ahead and throw the saw up there.
All right. Their light machine gun flings up onto your shoulder.
I'm not. I'm okay. gonna throw the saw or the Hydra up there.
Okay, so your shotgun goes up. You throw that. You holster that onto your back, and some rails just carry it up onto your shoulder.
And then I'm slinging out the saw, and I'm gonna use the saw.
All right.
Oh yeah.
So use your action to activate Vanguard mode.
Yes.
You have an additional action.
You do.
Yes.
From steroid.
And so with Vanguard, the bipod is bypassed on the saw, but only if it's being used in Vanguard mode. But I still have to use the bipod to get the boost, right?
That is correct. Yeah.
Can I mount on this thing since it's moving?
It has to be flat terrain, which this thing is not in any way, shape, or form.
Is it rolling across the earth or just sliding forward?
Basically,
so if I
just
lay
sliding.
down, is it gonna look over top of me, or is it gonna just keep pushing me back?
Only one way to find out.
I said it. Now it's definitely gonna roll over top of me.
Which I should also know, everything is difficult terrain as well. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier.
Oh, there's no flat surface.
Well, it would still count as a flat surface if you want a bipod, or you could go onto one of the vehicles as well. But it would, your movement is halved.
Let's go. Let's just leave the bipod not down. We're gonna wing it with a +1. Right? That's what it is. +1, not +2, right? Yeah, it gains +2 for being on the bipod. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. All right. We are going to yeah.
What you doing?
+10 to I'm shooting at him right now with the the saw.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
You're shooting at him indeed.
A little stronger than what I thought. It's been a while since I've manhandled this.
That 20th session.
I know, there's a lot of 20s.
Does that hit for sure?
Crit always hits.
I just want to make sure this nat 20 hits.
If not, we're kind of screwed.
You're nailing it right in the eye.
All right, so that is
as you're unloading this hail of bullets.
5 D4 -5. Yeah. Oh wait, I needed to double that.
Right, roll another 5d4.
There we go. So we're looking at 29.
29.
No, my extra attack. I'm gonna go ahead and.
Well, that was your steroided action, right?
Well,
so
I was gonna say but couldn't you just be like, I use that the steroid action to Vanguard and then
the normal action to attack?
The
that's
normal
true.
action
That's
to
true.
attack.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I suppose you could do that.
Okay, so do I get the extra attack?
So yeah, in that case, you do get the extra attack.
Okay. Again,
Get another
5
nat
more
20.
rounds. So. 5 more
And another.
rounds down. Almost.
Almost.
Still hits.
18 still hits. Okay. That's another. Ooh, that was a lot of ones. 12.
All right.
And then for my Vanguard, a 2-shot fire. My Hydra. But I'm within range to get its obviously I'm at advantage, right?
Yeah.
With my shotgun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right up its
We're going to rock that headshot on this thing too.
All right.
So that is 12. -5. Yeah. Ugh. 12. And then advantage. 12.
12 hits.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'd imagine so. It's like every barn door.
You never know. 8 plus 7, 10, 17.
William Birkin would be proud.
46.
Whew.
Wow.
All right.
That's impressive.
So you lay down some fire, cutting across its eyeball, and just from your shoulder all the while. You see huge chunks of blood and flesh swinging off of it, but it roars and it reels, and it's still coming though.
Now, can I? It's the free action to use the Vanguard. So if I action surge, that doesn't give me that free action again, does it?
The steroid action? No, it does not. You cannot gain.
No, not the steroid. The Vanguard.
Wait, what?
What do you mean free action to do a Vanguard?
It's you get once per turn as a free action. Oh wait, forgot to add a 1d6 to.
Oh right, yeah, you add 1d6 to all your weapon attacks or all your ranged weapon attacks.
Yeah. So I have to roll 3d6 real quick, just to equal out to what we have right now.
You also add them to the attack rolls as well, but it doesn't matter because you hit all of them.
There we go. Let's do that real quick, just to catch those up. So that's another 11 points of damage.
All right.
But no, do I get to use the Vanguard again if I action surge?
Oh, for the turret shot? No, that's only once per turn.
Okay, it's only once per turn. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get my action surge out of the way.
All right.
And I'm gonna pummel this thing with 2 more attacks with the saw. And then I'm a bonus action reload the Hydra as well.
All right.
I wonder if I should try a headshot with the saw.
I don't think you can miss.
I don't think so, but I'd probably find out. So I might as well find out right now while I have an extra turn.
I genuinely think we can't miss unless we critically fail. For most of us, maybe all of us.
I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and that is just a +5.
It's huge.
You big boy.
Oof.
That hits.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. You literally cannot miss.
Yeah. This thing is something else.
Big beefy boy.
Yeah, it's a bullet sponge. Look at it. Look at this thing.
So 5d4 plus 15.
Woo.
$29 points of damage.
All right. Still line it up.
And I'm gone again for my extra attack.
Oh my gosh. So many attacks.
As a
soldier,
question,
man. Yeah.
As a question, do the D6s still apply to these two?
It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll those after.
Okay.
If they both hit.
I wasn't sure if that was only like
Because remember,
only after like Vanguard.
because you also add those to your attack rolls apparently as well.
Yeah, you add them to your attack and
that's
damage
right. I keep
rolls.
forgetting about the adding it to.
Yeah, you could just work it
attack
into
rolls.
the
I need to make me a
program
macro.
line. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't use that either. I literally
yeah.
just use the little dice roller. So I'm just like,
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's that.
Also hits.
We are going to go ahead and light this up again. 29 points. And then 2d6. I'll use. Well, I guess I can't just say, "Oh, I'll use the d6" when he says it doesn't hit. So I don't think I can. So that's another additional 10 points.
All right.
And again, bonus action, reload the saw or the Hydra on my shoulder.
All right. As the various pieces of machinery just begin opening up and reloading that sawn off.
Yeah, and I'm good.
You are.
I'm right where I want to be.
I think you did almost 200 points of damage in that turn, so you are definitely that. As you
possibly, but that's the end of that. Oh, let me give throw a con save real quick. To any one of those attacks that hit.
All right. Is this for limb shot?
Limb shot, yeah.
Yeah, just
eyeball
one
shot.
26.
What the heck?
Yeah, I'm not using any more maneuver points, guys. That thing's gonna walk all over.
Do you have any maneuver points that use mobility?
Wisdom. Can I stack these? Even though, like I should have said as we attacked, or you want me to wait for other turns?
Well, if it's on a per hit basis, so if you still have the points.
Yeah, you know what? Throw a wisdom save out there. See how wise this thing is.
Yeah, this big.
Wait, actually,
is going to add frighten.
Which one is for the wisdom save? The
wisdom will. It's a. Oh wait, no, that one's on a miss.
Yeah, I was gonna say the suppressing fire was on a miss, so you can't technically use that one.
I don't think I could do disarming shot.
Can you intentionally miss?
I don't think you can.
Well, I mean, you can.
Disarm your tentacle.
Yeah. You can make an attack and choose the miss. But we're past that point now.
Yeah, we're past that point. And I don't think it has a weapon of which I can disarm.
No, I don't think so.
So,
I mean, it is a weapon, so if you disarm it, it'll be gone, right?
I mean, you ain't wrong.
I actually wonder if you could use something like disarming shot on the plant.
Which it did slap me with a tentacle. Can I disarm one of its tentacles?
You could. Sure, if you would like to expend one of your points to try and disarm one of its many tentacles.
Strength save, let's go. I'll miss next time. No.
I think strength and con are its thing.
I mean, at least we know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth the shots. Like, if we need to test something, I'm just going to start shooting randomly.
If that's its... Yeah, I just realized also, if that's its con... Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
That's one healthy sucker.
I'm staying right back here.
That's a big...
I'm about to go down a couple times, so,
I'll bring you back up.
Yeah, make sure you bring me back up and give me some resistances. Pretty please. And that's the end of my day.
What do I give you resistance to? Because I don't want to, like...
Bludgeoning times 3.
Mr. G.
The only thing we can do.
Mr. G, you're up.
Question.
Yeah?
A lot of legendary actions have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean it has acted in combat?
It has not acted in combat yet. Well, that's true. It depends on how you define that.
Because it says a creature that has acted in combat.
Acted in combat. I think the way I've always...
No, it does say has taken a turn.
Okay, it has not taken a turn.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, I was gonna say because acted is kind of ambiguous. Yeah, but
I had to look it up. I was pretty sure.
I think Wizards of the Coast realized with legendary actions, they were like, if we say acted, the rogue can't do anything.
Well, and there's a lot of ways to act beforehand as well. Like, lots of creatures can take reactions.
Yeah. Ooh. All right. I'm zipping to this corner, 60 feet with my gun, tactical, or my hook shot.
Okay. And does that take your action as well?
That is an action. Yes.
Okay.
Attack of opportunity.
I believe you do.
That barely gets out of the way. Oh, 60 feet, so I think it was right there.
Wait,
either way. Wait, is it more than a...
Oh. Yeah, you take an opportunity attack.
Oh, is it more than 5 feet? Uh-oh.
So it's going to swing at you with... You didn't. I think that roll went a little bit beforehand.
You get slapped halfway through your zip line.
I'm like, no, disengage!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Out cold, streak into the other end.
I get dragged the last 30 feet.
You take 11 points of tentacle slapping damage. As
you maneuver.
As you you're flying through the air, and it's like this big epic kaiju monster movie as these various tentacles are just in your way, and you try to thread the needle, but one of them catches you and knocks you a little off course. You end up coming to a rolling stop at the end at your destination.
But I do a really cool flip and only take, is it 6 points? Rolling or rounding down. Only take 5 because I am going to uncanny dodge.
All right.
And then I'm going to use and then I'm going to bonus action hide, right there.
Gotcha.
And I think that's all I can do this turn. Action, bonus action.
It slap those.
And reaction, I guess. I was like, into everything.
Welcome to the slap party.
Go ahead and make a stealth check. And at the end of your turn, it's going to use its last legendary action.
Oh, wait for this to go first. 30. It can't see me.
Yeah, I can't see you. It's going to use its last legendary action. To go ahead and... Yeah, it's going to use another tentacle attack on Chauncey.
Let's go!
Another one swings down towards you. Oh, no. Dealing 9 points. 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Where's my resistances?
Trying.
And Katara, you're up next.
All right.
It hasn't even gone yet.
It hasn't. It rolled terribly on initiative.
We don't need it to go. We just need it to
Kill it now. Kill it now.
Yeah. At this point, eat it. At this point, I'm just gonna go through and we're just gonna grenade launcher this boy.
All right, you pull out the MGL and
gonna bonus action explosive enhancer.
All right.
And this is explosive rounds.
Needs to make a mobility save. That's a 10.
Oh. Alright, 22 explosive.
Alright.
And I'm gonna go through and fire another one at it.
Another mobility save. 13.
Oh.
Rolling pretty decent though.
13 explosive coming in again.
Alright. As those two rounds just detonate at different parts of its big fleshy mass, you see some pieces of flesh and tentacles fly off of it as huge fountains of blood gush out. This thing is looking pretty hurt.
Good.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm pretty hurt too.
I am. Do this real quick.
What resistance or do you want HP?
I want another steroid. Can we stack them? Let's go 6 times this turn.
That was my action bonus action. Yeah, so that's all I can do.
Okay. You can use any of your movement?
No, I will keep her where she is.
All right.
You're probably gonna want to heal me.
Just very help.
It's not that it hurts me when it hits me. It's just that it can constantly hit me. That hurts me.
So
it's poking my health.
Next up is
Chauncey.
Next up is going to be the big G creature's turn.
Oh boy.
I'm staring on it.
Rather, not actually. Yeah, it's not its turn yet.
Oh.
Next up, you all hear some shambling coming from behind you. Not
Behind who?
from the... from behind most people, except for you. From the direction you're facing, as you hear, and Nuria, you being the closest, and with your passive perception, notice something going on the other side of those gates. As leaping over the walls, you see 2 other G creatures arriving with all the commotion.
Oh yeah. I mean, no.
Oh no!
You know what? For a second, I was like, this is not even the whole thing. I was thinking we were going to have like another piece of him coming
This is not even the whole thing.
And so they're going to start moving forward. One of them's going to go for Nuria. They do not seem affected by the difficult terrain, as they are of a like medium, it seems, and they move pretty smoothly along all of this G-flesh. And then one of them is going to move over here.
I do like G-flesh.
Oh no, not Kevin.
Yeah, the 2. Well,
Is that supposed to be
2
a
of the
shirt
3.
hanging off of it or a saw blade?
Yes.
I mean, how amazing would a saw blade be right there? Like, very useless, but cool looking.
Yeah, actually, it's going to move the 30-foot line towards Kevin, and it is going to make a claw attack.
I hate this.
Gets 2 of these. 23.
Sorry, guys, I can appear in cloud all day.
Heal me.
Hold up.
I'd be able to heal you if I'm dead.
You better heal me first, and then we'll get you.
So, Kevin, you take 14 points of slashing damage as it charges forward and cuts across you with its claws. And I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh no.
After, okay, let's see. That'll be, okay, 50. Strength saving throw, you said?
Yep.
Wait, strength? Oh no.
Why do I feel like I'm the only one with strength?
You are.
You are.
Literally half the party are scientists.
Well, see, when you guys had
Nearly half my body is strength. The other half
Unnatural one.
At least it wasn't a 0.
So a dirty 1.
Yeah, dirty
Kevin
one.
has like 3 different. Kevin has like 3 different ways to roll a 1.
So as it charges forward, its claw scraping across the ground, it lunges forward into a huge strike as it hits into you, drawing blood and sending you back 10 feet and prone.
Oh no.
As you
You know,
Okay, this one's gonna
Across the
send her
fleshy
into the
ground.
car.
I don't think this one got as much of a run up, so it doesn't get the charge, but it does get to make its 2 claw attacks. It's 11 and 18 against Nuria.
Yeah, both don't hit.
All right. So
Oh, that's so good.
You're so lucky.
Nuria, you having seen these threats coming, as opposed to Kevin who just got sucker punched, you are kick off of the car and just start bobbing and weaving and dodging out of the way of these big claw swings.
Screaming the entire time.
You're screaming the entire time. Just screaming bloody murder. That's going to be the end of their turn. Next up, now the giant G Behemoth gets to move.
Here we go.
Boy.
And it has gotten a significant chunk of its body blown off from immediately in front of it. So it is going to, you see this massive eye at its core just down towards Chauncey. And the giant maw that surrounds it just slithers forward and comes outward for a bite.
Ugh.
It's a 18 to hit.
Oh, it does not bite me.
All right, so the jaws just...
You fail, monster!
You see these massive teeth begin to close in around you, and you're able to escape out of their path before there's an audible thud, almost like 2 cars crashing together as they close.
Yeah. No.
That would have been really close to that eyeball.
Yeah. You would have looked it right in the eye all the while.
I've been looking it in the eye with my eye this whole time.
Oh yeah, you're one eye.
Tar over here just like, oh, that's disgusting, but also looks back at the other two and is like, what? Where'd it come from?
And you do see a lot of those huge chunks of flesh that have been blown off from the various bullet wounds and explosions begin to reseal as well. That's going to be the end of its turn. And at the top of the round, that brings us back to Kevin.
What can I do?
Run!
As I'm skating through these teeth, I'm gonna be hollering, "Just keep shooting the damn eyeball!"
Okay, then... Kevin's gonna stand back up.
All right, that takes half your movement.
Yep, I'm aware. And
oh man, that's actually kind of rough.
Where am I going? Let's see. I need to plan this out here.
You can only move 5 feet. This is rough terrain.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Shoot.
Getting knocked prone in rough terrain is really rough.
Oh no. No. Don't like this. No, I don't.
Kevin, shoot this big thing in the eyeball with your China link.
Well, actually,
if you shoot the big thing, I'll shoot the little thing. I promise you this.
I think that needs to be back.
I'm sorry. That's called, what do you call it?
That's called me giving you orders as the BSAA captain on this mission.
I think, honestly, the China Lake would be better on the small guys.
I tend to agree.
I'm saying I can take more damage from the smaller guys and distract them while you guys finish off the big guy.
But your damage output is unmatched.
Well, whenever you have a China Lake explosive, I'm pretty sure it does a little bit more damage to this eyeball than what I can do, than what it can do to those little guys, where I can pummel them with bullets.
Well, technically, the explosive attacks that deal damage in a radius do more damage if they hit multiple targets. Because it's
between essentially. But I'm saying, like, I can more damage.
I'm curious because at that point it's like one right there. Oh.
Him. Worth.
That's up to you. What are you gonna do, Kevin?
Maneuver points that could be useful on those little guys too.
I am going to hit. Pause for dramatic effect. I'm going to hit the big guy.
All right.
Yeah, let's go.
How many shots of that do you have left anyway?
I have 9. I have 9 shots.
Well, no, in the loaded into it currently, because its capacity is 9.
Oh, that's right. The China Lake is a 2-shot, isn't it?
How much is
so
it?
You have to reload it.
Oh.
Wait, what is the capacity?
I should say on the stat card.
Look, I should have it. Capacity of 3, so...
You have 1 shot.
You have 1 shot left before you need to reload it.
Did I use it last session and then not reload? Let's see.
No, you shot 2 shots last round. And you have to use the entire action to reload it.
You're 1 shot, yeah.
Alright. So you're gonna fire the 1 shot at the big one?
I am.
Alright. Another mobility save. Nope. Takes the full brunt as you launch that grenade at it, dealing.
Roll big, roll big. That's not big.
That's not big, no. 10.
It's good. It's just not big. It sucks. I hate small dice. Imagine if those were all D20s and they were all like 20s. Man.
That'd be a lot of swing.
That's a lot. Yeah, the bigger the dice, the more swing you get. Because it could be like 80 or 4.
I need to put more gunpowder in my bullets so
I'm going to use. I'm going to. Okay, last session did I use my what do you call it? The will ability. It was mental preparation. Did I use that? I thought about using.
You did, yeah. You used it. You used it on Chauncey. I remember.
Oh. Well, okay. No will points then.
You only had the one, or
I only had the one.
Oh.
Yeah, and I guess what I'm gonna do then is I can't attack because actually, hold on a minute. You said it doesn't take up an action to draw a weapon, right?
Well, you could draw or you could holster a weapon as a free action, but you can only do that once. So
your other one would have to be thrown on the ground.
Yeah, if you throw it on the ground, then
unless it's a one-handed weapon.
I threw. Kevin's gonna toss the grenade launcher to the ground and take out his rifle.
I thought that's where he put it. I was like, why'd you throw that far?
Get out of here! I don't need you!
Should have just thrown it at the tyrant. Definitely.
You 3 grenade shot, have an ass.
Okay, I'm rolling to. I'm gonna headshot this guy.
With what?
And my usual rifle, the the accuracy, and
let's hope so.
Okay, could I roll a quick perception check to see if there are any noticeable weak points?
Perception check usually requires an action in combat, but I'll say you would notice pretty readily enough that he's got a big freaking eyeball.
Well, okay. I was trying to see if there's anything else, but okay,
I like eyes.
That's -5 actually, so it was -5, right?
For a headshot. Yeah. So.
Oh well, it misses.
See, 5 hits.
5 does not hit.
Okay. So it's somewhere between. It's either 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's either a 5 or a 6. It's a 7 touch.
7 hit. The 5 missed. The 7. That means 6 would have to be its 6 or 7 would be its AC.
Yeah, you take aim at the eyeball and just and fire a shot at it, but its gigantic claw gets in the way, and ting, you see it spark off of that.
Well, Kevin is done.
All right. Next up is Nuria.
All right.
Also, real quick, so I don't know if you guys can hear it, but there's audible fireworks in my background, and I just imagine that's what it sounds like right now in our battlefield.
You're not wrong.
Can't actually hear that.
Like most of that is just Chauncey.
Yeah.
No, there was a big mortars fire in there too. Oh, it's definitely some kind of leg damage and stuff.
Yeah, we can't hear it. I don't think through the microphone.
Nope. So what do you need?
You want the heals or you want the resistance?
I do not want the resistance right now. I feel like this thing's gonna die real soon, but I'm afraid those 2 things are gonna kill you guys real soon. But what can they do? They obviously have slashing, and piercing, and bludgeoning would be the 3 resistance.
I don't think it's possible for, unless they both charge Nuria, I don't think it's possible for her to die in 1 round.
Not in 1, but in enough that we can't recuperate. That's the problem.
As long as you have more than 1, we'll be good.
I mean, guitar is fine taking them both on. Like, she'll grenade launcher these things.
And this thing, this mass is looking pretty bad.
It looks pretty bad.
It was.
But yeah, but some of its wounds recovered, but it's still overall looking pretty hurt.
Good.
You're starting to see some bone and stuff beneath.
Oh, this thing has bones too?
Well, very haphazard bones and just chunks of hardness underneath. Calcium deposits.
That's actually just concrete.
Yeah, calcium and concrete deposits.
Give me the if you want to, if you don't have another plan of attack, and you're just looking to do some action, you can give me the resistances to piercing, slashing, and bludgeoning, because I think that's what these guys are gonna pretty much do with those massive claws. Cut, stab, and punch.
Or I could try cryogenic formula on them.
Oh, you could, yeah. Do it. If you can do an attack, do one.
It hits them both. Okay.
This thing's gonna hurt me, but I think it's gonna be over time, not all in one go. So
she's gonna throw a cryogenic formula here.
Okay, so that's gonna hit
both of them.
All right. So they're making con saves. And for the one on the left, that's a natural 20.
Oh,
one on the right is a 16.
That one fails.
All right. So the first one takes half damage and isn't frozen. Meanwhile, as you throw that down and the burst of white mist shoots outwards, by the time it fades, this guy's slowing to a stop and then freezes in place.
Thank you, Nuria. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, it's that one too. Thank you, Nuria.
I'm still trapped.
I'll help you. I'll help you.
Give me the damage.
Rolling. Okay, there we go. 15 frost.
All right. One takes half.
And then I'm gonna. What do I want to put? I'm gonna bonus action, reload my hyper gun again, and I'm gonna put one medical injection.
All right.
This is so nice.
And is that the end of Nuria's turn?
It's the end of her turn.
All right. After your turn, it's going to... The big one's going to use one of its legendary actions to use some more of its unstoppable movement as it continues to slither forward 10 feet. Pushing Chauncey back.
Oh, there it is. Say hi, Kevin. It's looking at you.
Next up is going to be Chauncey's turn.
Oh. You might want to grab your gun.
Yeah, and run away.
Yeah, it's gonna...
I'm just saying, because if it's just rolling things down. I'm going to Vanguard, shoot this thing in the eyeball.
All right.
Headshot. That is this one.
You know what would be great if you killed it?
20.
Let's go.
You got advantage with the shotgun.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh, there it is.
That's a crit.
All right.
That is
there it is.
Here we go.
That is a crit.
It's only crits.
Yeah, that is an automatic crit for me.
It's not a net crit, though.
No,
Still
but it's
crit.
critical damage.
That's a Chauncey crit.
Yeah, that's a
Chauncey crit.
We are going to
TM.
go up.
Bonafide.
Bonafide.
So
Also,
there's
the
no-
D6 doubles as well.
Oh, hell
Oh.
All right. Yes.
yeah. Hell
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that's 2d6. That is a total of 54 damage to each eyeball.
All right, you just bore a huge hole into its iris as it roars and reels.
Oh, it's still standing.
It's
guys.
still up.
Hit it again. Give him a laugh.
Haste action.
Oh yeah, haste action.
Okay.
Not haste. Steroid action.
Yeah, that one. But that doesn't help with my Vanguard. I was gonna just re-Vanguard again. So first things, bonus action reload the Hydra again.
All right.
Just so it's loaded and out of the way. Yeah. I'm gonna use my steroid action to shoot it with the saw.
All right.
And yeah, headshot, of course.
Hits.
15. Okay.
Oh man, is he gonna kill it?
That's 15.
I had to guess, probably not this time.
And then plus 1d6.
Oh, he might kill it.
Probably not this turn.
I mean, I still got 2 more attacks if I really want. 30.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, yeah.
I called it.
As the Vanguard slings back over my shoulder and targets the eyeball and pumps the 2 shots, I look like Arnold Schwarzenegger with the Gatling gun from Terminator. And I'm just watching like squirts of stuff coming out of the eyeball, and then let it fall.
Kevin's at the splash zone.
Yeah, as you're firing from the hip, Schwarzenegger style, just you tear that eyeball to pieces, and the bullets streaking through the entirety of its form, probably hitting something vital on the other end. You hear the large creature roar one last time as it stops mid-cry, and the entire creature just slumps limply into the ground. Bits of eyeball juice splashing out onto the both of you in front of it. As this massive,
disgusting,
fleshy mound has now come to a rest in place.
We're gonna need a shower after this.
Katara, where can I not move for any kind of explosive damage around these two? I want to be at least between them.
So in character. Where
should I go?
I'm gonna. As she points, she's like, I'm gonna shoot it like right here, and it's gonna hit this one and then this one. So like, as long as you're not like
what about like in this area?
I was gonna say,
like right here.
You, 5, 10. I mean, you might take a little splash damage.
And then I can move here, right?
Oh, you're safe there. You're good there.
Can I move there?
Oh wait, no.
That's 20.
Yeah, you only have
right?
15 feet of movement, essentially.
Can I jump and rocket boost?
Bypass the terrain?
Yeah.
Well, you sort of can, yeah. But
he's like, I should have put parentheses, doesn't use this all the time.
you do need a running start to get good distance, unless you're just doing a bunch of tiny jumps.
I mean, if I run into this spot,
mm-hmm.
and then I rocket, like kind of leap and just a little rocket hop, I should be able to at least clear this, and that would give me my 15. So, like, that's what I'm thinking. Is it gives me that 5 feet of run distance, 5 feet of air distance, and then 5 feet of landing. Still,
yeah, that would
technically
probably
like 15.
Yeah.
That'll
I would
work?
allow it. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So you just scoot along.
This thing's frozen, so
frozen.
He takes some good damage, don't he?
Yeah, well, he's incapacitated Can't move, and attack rolls against them have advantage.
Ooh. Now, if I drop prone, can I use my bipod?
You certainly can.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, you already used your...
Yeah.
You did already use your bonus action to reload on this turn, did you not?
I did. Is the bipod, is it free?
I believe it does take a bonus action.
I did not read that. Let me see. Yeah, it does. Okay, so no bipod this round. Next round.
I don't think it's gonna last that long.
Okay, so
could use an action to do so if you so choose. I would allow that.
No. No, I'm more effective without it than to waste it. I'm gonna look at like Nuria here and see if she's sweating right now with this guy coming at her. Do you feel I should attack this guy, or do you want me to kill the frozen guy?
He's looking pretty scared.
I mean, I've just arrived with a foof, so you feel more confident.
Honestly, I would say you'd probably be better off shooting the frozen guy because you can get advantage on him. I can get advantage on that guy down.
Katara just has free damage.
Free damage, you want some.
I am going to go ahead and light this guy up. And then I will step in front. Or, like, let Nuria go around me to use me as a meat shield at a later point. So yeah, let's go ahead and let these fires rain out. I'm going to use my steroid action to... Wait, I used my regular action attack up there. No, I used my steroid action.
Yeah,
now I'm using my regular action.
Yeah, so
my regular action attack on the frozen guy.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
And you said advantage, so headshot.
All right.
Oof.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Here we go. Here we go.
Bandit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was a 4.
Hits.
23. Hits. All right. Get sprayed, bro. And Vanguard +1. Oh yeah, I got a D6 I could have thrown on that too. Needed. All right, and that is 32 points of shooting him in the eyeball damage.
All right, as he's standing there frozen in place, you begin unloading bullets, which crack through a thin sheet of ice on the eyeball and begin gushing into it.
All right, and extra attack. We are going to go ahead and do that again. Oh,
good thing for advantage. These have been such roller coaster rides with that advantage.
We're all riding too. So we're all.
Oh no! Yeah.
Here comes the big drop.
Oh no! It was a little belly bump.
25 points of damage.
Is that a 32 plus 20?
And
57?
Probably pointless at the moment, so I'm gonna hold off on
All
doing anything else.
All right.
I'm reloaded. I'm ready to go. That was 15 shots.
All right. That's the end of Chauncey's turn. Mr. G, you're up next. All the way up
He's
in that
gonna
corner.
swing around the. He was in there and just hears like he's like getting his rifle ready, and he hears a bunch of gunshots going around. Comes around the corner and sees it melting. He's like, "Oh, okay." Readjust his aim at this dude here, and since I am currently hidden, that attack has advantage. They don't see me, right? Because they were coming in from this
they
angle.
don't
They
see you.
could have seen me.
They don't seem aware of your presence.
Behind the car.
Well, the closest eyeball to you is frozen.
But this big boy hasn't taken that much damage yet.
We'll see about that. There's of course headshot.
Mirror mess him up.
25 on the attack.
That's a pretty good pun. Yeah, that hits.
Ah, dang it. Oh well. Forgot to
spot him.
Always.
That darn hunter's mark.
I keep forgetting hunter's mark.
Should get that like automatically installed into your suit. Or into your suit automatically target things.
Right.
Reaction.
Reaction. Remember target.
All right, it's rolling. Hold on, wait for it.
Is it still rolling? Calculate.
It's so dramatic. It's like the roller coaster stopped because of some sort of arrow.
Didn't even give us the dice.
Didn't even roll. 59 points of damage to
59?
57.
Oh, okay.
No, I'll take 59 though.
Cheater.
57 points of damage.
All right.
Hey, Kevin, you don't have to worry about your gun no more.
Yeah, Nuria, you're just standing there face to face with this creature in a panic, and you just hear a distant crack before round goes through its eyeball, and it roars and reels and swings wildly, not knowing where that came from. And it seems pretty hurt.
And now I'm going to...
Wait, so this frozen one's pretty hurt too. 'Cause I did more damage in my 2 rolls.
I think it was about the same, right? 50...
Not the same,
Just
yeah.
barely
yeah,
more.
barely
Yeah.
more, yeah. So, yeah, I'm actually just going to hide again with the bonus action.
All right.
Wait, no, that's exactly the same, ain't it?
Is it exactly?
Yeah, 25 and 32.
And that's 26 on my hide.
All right, you're hidden. Katara,
Yeah,
you're
25 and
next.
32, that is the same. So they're exactly the same.
Yeah, it just takes me a lot more bullets. And I'm a lot closer.
Say Katara's up.
Yeah, Katara, your turn.
Explosive!
So that's going to hit both of them, as I think you measured earlier.
Right there, and then
The frozen one auto fails strength and mobility saves, so...
bonus enhancer.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have had it drop its arm.
21.
Claw falls off.
So he takes an instant 21. The other one has to roll to mitigate. That's a 7, so...
That's no negative.
Nah, that's a 7. that ain't doing nothing.
That guy's too confused. Like, what the hell hit me? What the heck hit me?
Yeah, just getting bombarded.
And then second shot.
All right, roll it out. The other guy
12.
auto fails.
No.
One on the left.
Was your second shot only
17.
4 bullets?
And that passes, so it just takes 6.
Okay.
She can use a bonus action to give it more damage.
Oh.
Yeah, it's still only one round.
So I was
One
confused
explosive,
why
yeah.
why it was different.
So just flunk, flunk.
Yeah, the second round he's a bit more prepared for, and he raises his claw up to brace, and is now looking around at all of you and seeing its new targets that are available to it. So,
can I call it and taunt it? I just pounding on my chest like, not me.
all right, so that's gonna be the
I'm
end.
gonna get up right to it, and then I'm gonna free action put away the explosive. The launcher. My grenade launcher. Yeah.
All right.
They're probably not gonna live past what's coming up soon. Just in case, I'm gonna beat some heads with the stun baton.
All
I
right.
was gonna say you should go get the sample because Kevin's gonna pick up his little grenade launcher.
So that brings us to their turn, as some of their wounds begin to seal. And when does the one get to make a save against the frozen at the end of its turn?
I think it was in her turn.
Or is it? Yeah, is it his turn?
Where is it?
Well, while you're finding that, this one's going to make some claw attacks at Katara. Well, it's going to make one at Katara and one at Nuria, since that was the one it was originally going for.
At the end of each of their turns.
Okay, so it misses out on this turn. So this one over here, though, is going to backswing at Nuria. It's a 19.
Miss.
All right, you dodge out of the way again, and with the momentum, it swings forward at Katara. 23.
And I will...
Scaring Cloud.
Scaring Cloud. Just...
All right. And it swings blindly through the mist. That's going to be the end of its turn. Next up is Kevin.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. He looks between...
Wait. Hold up. First it needs to make it safe. I forgot about that at the end of that turn.
Oh, yeah.
20.
Oh.
So
breaks out.
You hear a strain against the surface before it shatters the ice and shakes it off and looks ready to go into action again.
Gonna be angry at me.
I mean, it better be angry at me. I like things angry.
It just sees targets and is like, bro, how's it going?
So, it's my turn then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Remind me, the range... Okay, let me look at this myself. What's the range of like the distance, the blast radius of a grenade?
I
For a
believe
grenade, it's 10.
10 feet for like a hand grenade.
For a hand.
So, I'm thinking grenade launcher.
Oh, grenade launcher.
But you're gonna have to pick your grenade launcher up
I know.
and then reload it.
That's true.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, you don't have any actual hand grenades on you or like incendiary?
Hold on a moment. You just gave me an idea. Oh, thank you. Okay. Kevin is gonna reach into his pocket. He's sort of whistling a little tune as he does this. He pulls out a volatile reaction.
Oh boy.
Here it comes.
Isn't that one like...
It's like 40 feet. He's got to throw it here.
Like, what's the distance of that? Like,
how far is it? You tell me.
Like 60?
Oh, let me see. It's not.
I
know it has a 20-foot radius. I'm pretty sure you could throw it all.
Oh, 20-foot radius. Okay.
Yeah, 20
feet. Okay, let's see.
It's a 40-foot.
And I believe it could be thrown 40 feet.
What was that?
Yeah. Actually, no, it's okay if you burn it. I can resist.
Tier 2, right?
It. It's tier 3.
Tier...
I have it.
No, volatile reaction?
I found the right spot for it. I found the sweet spot.
That's tier 2 on my thing.
Found the sweet spot. I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna throw it right here. That's a sweet spot.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Perfect.
I'll hit both of them without hitting any of your allies.
Oh, that's why I got confused.
All right.
Do I need to roll anything for that, or?
Well, you need to roll the damage, and they need to roll mobility saves. So the one on the left is gonna fail, and the one on the right is also gonna fail.
Critically.
That was 10d. Oh, 10d.
Yeah, boy.
Catchphrases you can see.
39 points.
All right. Yeah, you throw this chemical explosive out, which crashes and explodes into a giant ball of fire, which catches both of them aflame, and they begin to reel and sear from on their flesh. Oh yeah, as well as that door down there. How much? That was 39 points of damage. That is actually... Oh yeah, that's going to sear across the flesh that's covering the door as well, and by the time the smoke and fire fades, the gates are right there as normal. Not obscured by any
There's
flesh.
the way out.
Let's get the heck out of here.
Well, not before cleaning up.
Oh, I'm the suicidal one.
So
You guys got to get your samples first.
that doesn't count as that counts as does that count as an attack?
That was an action.
That's a cast.
Yeah,
That's a cast, yeah.
Yeah, the cast action, so that uses your entire action.
Okay, that means I don't have anything else, right?
You got
anything
bonus
else, bonus
actions,
action.
movements, anything you want to do?
You can pick up.
Oh well, I suppose I could move, couldn't I?
Yeah, you could pick up your weapon if you want.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna pick up my channel leg.
All right. Let's grab a hold of that.
Kevin is gonna move right here.
All right. Next up is going to be Nuria.
Oh, what do you mean?
Let's see what you got cooking.
Wait, are these things still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh,
They're still good to go.
If you do another cryogenic formula, I'm good. I got the con for it.
Famous last
but
one.
think
if
she can
I
still
throw
not
it
hit you.
here, then she feel actually there's nowhere I can throw it where it won't hit you. I don't
What's the
think.
range?
Yeah.
Oh wait, if
20?
I throw it here, it won't hit you. It's
I'm completely fine. Do what you need to do. I got this.
She's already cold-hearted. Let's go.
Iria will remember that.
Chauncey says it every day, so you won't forget.
I'm gonna throw it here.
All right.
So that it won't hit Katara.
Yeah, that is true. So you throw another cryogenic formula down. All right, so that's a con save.
Yeah.
As on the left, 21. On the right, 17.
That one just succeeds.
So neither of them are
It's a
frozen,
beat.
but they take half damage.
Cool, this killed them.
I will laugh if this kills
Let's hope so.
them.
That's all not to kill them.
It could be. We don't know.
8 damage each.
All
How do you
right.
want to do this?
So yeah, you throw down this little makeshift bomb that explodes into this white mist and covers the both of them. The one on the left being a slow bit, but then hulks out of it. The one on the right is obscured by the mist entirely, and by the time the mist fades from it, you do see it as a frozen icicle sitting there that is unmoving.
All right.
Oh, he dead.
I'm going to.
Oh,
You know they have the
good.
same. Don't they have the same health?
I'm
You get both
gonna-
of them with exactly the same damage.
Well, I had
the-
a little bit of damage.
One.
I'm gonna
one
use
of
my
them,
bonus.
One of them got snuck attack.
One of them got snuck attack, but that's the one that saved it the first time. So
Okay, yeah. Right, yeah, because he took less damage from the first cryo.
And one of them got shot up too by Chauncey.
Well, this one got shot at by Chauncey for the same damage.
Oh
as
yeah, I
Snuck
forgot
Attack
that was the
was.
exact same amount of damage. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so basically I was
literally
tracking.
just a cryo freeze difference. Literally just a cryo freeze
Oh,
difference.
hit it! Just punch it! Just pop, pop.
Yeah. Pow.
No.
I'm gonna bonus action and use health tablets on Chauncey.
Oh hell yeah! Feed me.
All right, so you just shove some,
Feed me.
just shove some pills into his mouth.
I'm just there like a baby bird, just like sucking in these tablets. Let's go.
I used all 4 of them. This is right. I haven't used.
You can save those because I feel like we probably gonna get a short rest here shortly.
You want heals or not?
You know what I mean? Like,
just heal.
Just take the heals.
It's up to Nuria.
Take the heals.
Oh, those are nice heals.
That's a nice heal.
That was almost max heal.
Usually it's Emil heals.
No one cares about a meal. I'm a meal now.
I'm a meal now.
You're better at healing me. Hell yeah, I feel all juiced up. Ready for battle.
That's the end of her turn.
Alright, so next up is Chauncey.
Boop. Vanguard. Poom poom.
Death.
And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and roll some headshot on that sucker too. Just to put it out of its misery. And we're gonna try again. There we go, 20.
Hits.
Oh, hell yeah. 48, 17. Oh, it's rolling. Here it goes. And 1d6. That is 39 points of Vanguard shotgun damage.
Alright, so without any use of your hands, you just waltz up to this thing and the automated turret on your shoulder just blasts a hole straight through its eyeball, opening up on the other side. You can see clean through and some bits of rib cage just jutting into it in the way before this thing just falls backwards onto the ground.
I feel like Neri just like chucked these little health tablets up in the air, and I just had my head up in the air trying to catch them. And the Vanguard thought that I was moving too close, so it went to defend me. Just boom, boom. Yeah, I forgot about that guy.
Yeah. And with that, you all seem to be in the clear.
All right, G is going to use his grapple to get on top of the and just post up and ceiling here.
Oh, okay.
Or at the roof here.
Katara.
I'm assuming it's 60 feet. Less than 60 feet, I mean.
Yeah, it would be within that range.
Yeah. So
barely.
He's just gonna get on top, and he's just gonna sentry with his rifle.
All right.
So first, Katara's just like, "Is everybody okay?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing pretty good.
Right, cool.
But I'm fine.
Good.
Get your damn sample. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I agree. Neria, can you help me with this?
Of course.
And looking over at the big creature, you do see its slumped form in this big arena of flesh just beginning to just kind of decompose a bit at a pretty rapid rate.
Do you want me to roll it or you roll it?
I'm going to reload my Hydra.
Because it would be a science check to pick all this stuff up, right?
To collect some samples, it is going to be a tool check. So either
a tool check.
Yeah, chemical set or med kit, and I'll say probably mobility. Yeah,
I have a +9. Oh, mobility.
Yeah, mobility plus tools, because this is about being able to salvage the right bits and pieces that will be able to be the proper samples. So some tissue, some blood. Some bone if you can, things of that nature.
What is your mobility?
Mine's a 3, so that would be a 7.
I got a +8.
Okay, I'll help you then.
Okay.
Alright, so go ahead and make your roll with advantage.
25.
Yeah.
Alright. So it takes a good few minutes, but you all seem to be in the clear. You don't experience any interruptions beyond at one point you hear as the ice sculpture behind you thaws enough to fall over and just crashes onto the ground. But the two scientists sludge their way through this mound of ichor, and you do, with your tools and with your combined knowledge, manage to gather into vials samples of its flesh, some and as well as some blood samples and some calcium samples from bits of bone and teeth, and as well as some bits from the eyeballs for safe measure. So you have a pretty good array of biomass to work with, and you get the sense that this would probably be enough to reverse engineer something for your experiments.
She's like, when she finishes, she's like, thank you. All right, I think we're good. We are good.
I'm Mr. G, scoping over, making sure that they're all clear. There's no movement around.
Make a perception check.
Oh boy.
Minimum 15.
All right. With the 21, you do see some movement along the streets from your pretty high vantage point. You notice what looks to be pretty large hordes of G-adults moving along some of the streets, maybe a couple blocks away. But you see some paths that cut through the city from that vantage point that would allow you to move past them unseen and still get to your destination.
I'm going to get onto the rooftops from where I'm at, where I was before. Wait, no, there's a big lot you said that we have to cross. Oh, this is the big lot. There's
Yeah, this is the big lot.
Yeah, I'll walk to wherever I need to get back onto the roofs and try to navigate everybody else.
All right.
Just making sure it's like we're going around any more G creatures we see.
Has the antidote dropped yet?
Have you given the order?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, I gave the order to drop it in the evac zone to start.
Right. Yeah. Well, they would still actually be en route because it hasn't been long enough that the jet's flying out from.
I didn't know how long it was.
From the state side. It would be about the same amount of time that it took you guys to get up here. So it'll probably be another couple of hours still. But it should be coming soon.
All right, can I radio to the team that's still hunkered down and let them know that we destroyed the big bad?
All right, you radio that in, and you hear Parker Luciani on the other end just like, oh, well, that's good news. Hopefully that means our work here is done.
Were we supposed to look for more survivors as well?
Well, survivors will be easily found once the antidote starts rolling through here, I'm assuming.
There's still G-adults running around on the street, though.
Will the antidote not kill them?
It will over time, I'm sure, but more people will be lost over that time period if they get found by the G-adults.
Very well, then we may... would you like us to start doing some patrols? See if we find anybody in the vicinity to...
Yeah, because we're dropping the antidote right on your evac in your place currently. So when it drops, you guys will be the safest area. So
start moving people there.
Yes, bring as many as you can to the HQ.
Will do, sir. We'll start moving out.
Is there anything else we need to do?
Well,
we got our sample.
Let's get the hell out of here.
We're gonna have Kevin reload his guns.
All right.
This place smells like.
As all that's going on, Qatar is just over at the. Qatar just moves over to the things on the ground and is just like flaming it.
Yeah.
It's just.
Torching the bodies as usual.
Mm-hmm. Although she doesn't bother with the big one, she's like, nope, it's too much.
That's gonna take all day.
All night at this point.
Oh, yeah. All right, we leaving?
Yep.
G will head to the Harpy and start setting it up.
Shower?
Yeah, a shower would be really good.
And y'all are just still sort of soaked from the liquid that you had waded through below.
G empties out his shoes.
Mm. As you all make your way back, given Mr. G's guidance to move past the G adults that are moving along the streets, you take a shortcut through a few alleyways and eventually make your way to the street on which the warehouse being used as a temporary base of operations is located. On the way, you all do notice at one point what looks to be a woman stumbling out onto the street. Looks like a local civilian. And she's just like, She seems to be trying to cry something out, but she can't quite get the words out, and after a moment you see her chest bursts open, and a little larva just scurries out and slithers away into a nearby alley.
Does Mr. G, when he sees that, can he take a shot at it?
Yeah, if you would like to, go ahead and make an attack.
Still on the rooftops, would that be any... Well, if it hasn't acted in combat, so do I get advantage?
Yeah, go ahead.
Poor woman.
Wow.
That still hits, so you manage to
okay.
Pop the thing right along the ground.
All right. Got it. That woman is dead, right?
Yeah, she looks to have fallen face first onto the ground.
All right, let's keep moving.
Kevin just frowns and he has this sullen look on his face. I think... Is it bad that I'm growing numb to this sort of thing?
No. It happens.
At this point, it's just our life now.
We just know to hold one person accountable for this. More reason to kill him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so you all make your way back into the warehouse. You do find a couple of soldiers have been left behind to guard the civilians that are still there. There's the one local cop, the translator, and the seismologist that he had met with earlier, but the rest of the squad is out on the streets, and after a little bit, you do hear small skirmishes in the distance, a few shots fired, but nothing too big.
Well,
is there any way we could take a short rest or something?
Probably on the
ride back.
Mm-hmm. Y'all will be able to. G won't because he's driving.
Yeah, everybody else will. But yeah, G won't be able to get a short rest in. Alright, so you're all just heading into the Harpy 7 and taking off?
Yep. Just, hello, goodbye to all the soldiers.
Yeah, the soldiers salute Director Clancy as he passes by, being like, "Trust we'll be seeing you back soon, sir?"
Yeah, very soon.
Thank you, sir.
You guys keep everything under control here. We've eliminated everything that we had to. Antidote's on its way, and we'll keep you guys informed on more antidotes coming. Try to save any survivors you can, and we'll get you guys out of here.
Understood, sir. Any idea on where we'll be deployed next?
I think it's time you guys rest a bit, and then we'll figure that out.
Yes, sir. So you leave them to their devices as you head onto the roof, and Mr. G fires up the controls. Yeah.
Do they need? How are they looking, like ammunition-wise and supplies-wise?
They look like they're making by, but they're certainly not in as good a condition as all of you are in terms of supplies.
They're using like the what is it, G36?
Yeah, that would be the standard issue BSAA rifle. So a lot of those.
I'm gonna dump off 400 rounds of 5.56.
All right, drop a care package.
Yeah, they're like, here, guys, make use of this.
Oh man, that will certainly help. We were running low on rifle ammo. Thank you, sir.
If there was more I could do, I would do it. But use it as necessary. Chin up, fellas.
All right, and so
before starting up the jet, how's this briefcase looking?
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're back to the...
Yeah, this briefcase is big.
The briefcase!
It better have melted through by now.
Right?
Actually, yeah, Katara, like, getting into the thing, Katara's just like, oh, hey, G, how's that briefcase looking?
Oh, shit, hold on.
still sizzling.
Oh, come on!
It is looks to have mostly been eaten through. You gather it'll be within another couple of minutes that the lock will be fully eaten through. In fact, you could probably easily brute force it at this point. But yeah, it's generally at that point.
Smash.
Mr. G's gonna hand it to Johnson and be like, deal with it. I got a plan to drive.
This is just making me angry. Boom!
Strength check.
I want a rocket pound.
I like ability.
All right, with advantage then with the rocket pound.
Rocket pound advantage. Let's go. That's just athletics.
Strength. Yeah, because there's brute force.
Strength. That's right. Yeah, brute force. Okay.
There better be something good in here.
It's just nothing. There's nothing in
Yeah,
here.
watch it be like papers to help us get through this whole thing.
Yeah.
Useless at this point. All right, roll and advantage.
Oh, okay.
We got a 20.
20.
All right, so you, and I assume you're doing this on the roof, not inside the jet, because you don't have much headspace in there for it to jump.
Yeah. Like as we're walking out, so like Mr. G kind of chucks that. He's like, just break it. All right, smash.
So you fly up with those rocket thrusters and come down with a hammer fist strike that breaks through the lock that is currently being eaten through with acid. And as you do, there's a as you crash through it, and it's already compromised lock breaks under your fist, and as you raise it, there's just a brief sizzle from the acid along your knuckles, but it is cracked open.
What's in there?
Pull it apart.
Katara's just like over there looking like, what is in this?
Do I get the glow or the gold glow as we open it, like Pulp Fiction wise, where we'll never see what's in it or know what's in it? It's just got a glow.
We happy?
We happy. Good reference.
So,
we happy.
as you open it, you do see glimmering within. It looks to be set in like this sort of soft, foam cutout that it's perfectly fitted into. An elegant jade feminine figure sculpture. Is worth about $250,000.
Oh!
Whoa, yeah, give that money.
Yeah, we're happy.
The fund gets bigger.
That's $250,000.
What are we at right now? 4K?
I'm like 6K.
I am now like taking the like as if it's a newborn child. I am holding this thing and then attaching it for cracks. Like
It did take a bit. It did take a little bit.
Happy. There's no cracks in it.
Oh yeah, it looks to be in pretty pristine condition. That briefcase did its job.
Oh yeah,
Taking note of that.
Yeah,
all the slamming I've done to this thing.
No, yeah,
Mr. G's about to buy like 2 of those.
I'm now wanting to know whenever we have like a post-arc discussion of what it would have actually taken to open this case. Oh boys. All right. Let's go cash it in.
All right. So you fire up the Harpy 7 and take flight, heading out in the middle of the night from Guadalajara. It's a bit of a long flight, so you guys are gonna get there pretty early the next morning, essentially, when you get back to Chicago. But if you would like, you could take a short rest over the flight for those who aren't flying or piloting.
What's the short rest again?
You can use as many hit dice as you want.
Oh, yeah.
To regain, or hit dice plus con for every hit dice to recover health.
Yeah, you could use any of your remaining hit dice. Yeah, and whatever resources you recover on short rest, you recover during this. So I believe, the maneuver points, will points, things like that. Sense infected, all that kind of stuff that recovers on short rests.
Oh, hell yeah. Give me them action surges and maneuver points back.
You said con, right?
Oh.
So
yeah, con
I'm
for
just gonna say,
dice.
For the first time in a while, Katara in this like combat encounter hadn't used shell skin.
Oh.
Yeah, it's true.
She has been sitting at a base 19, the base 19 AC.
And then that obscuring
cloud.
Is that your con to for each of those dice for Kevin?
Yeah. So okay. It's a 17.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, I might. Oh no, I can't. I was gonna say I only have a little.
So, in the meantime, you all head back to Chicago. It's a pretty long flight, about 5-hour flight back, as it was on the way up. But you eventually land on... Oh, then is Katara going to be doing more reading over the course of it as well, or...?
Yes. Yeah.
More are you taking a short rest as well in the flight, or just reading all the way through?
Oh, just reading. She doesn't need a short rest.
Okay, so yeah, you get a full 5 hours in then.
Sweet.
Eventually, you'll land back in the hangar of Camp Clancy, ready to tackle what comes next. And that's going to be where we end tonight's session. So if you all want to wrap up anything that you need to do for the short rest, I suppose we could do that off stream as well. As well as any reloading or anything you guys want to do at the armory. I think at this point we could do that kind of stuff offline as well.
Oh yeah, cool.
I'm at least gonna roll my hit dice real fast.
Okay, sounds good. Well, while you're doing that, let's go ahead and wrap up.
Did that dice bounce?
Yeah,
yes.
It did.
Yes, it did.
The stream couldn't see that, but
weak roll too. Though.
That dice got real big.
Wait, it bounced up? I missed that.
Yeah, it went straight up.
It bounced up to the screen and
I didn't even know they could do that. So thank you all very much for watching. Thank you for watching Alicia Cross. She was around the whole time. So hope you enjoyed. And we are going to be continuing the narrative from this point next week, as we've been doing, as the party continues their struggle against the Manifold. You guys have pretty much addressed all of the big Manifold-caused outbreaks in progress at this point.
That's true.
So,
unless we want to, I guess this isn't Manifold, but we could still. Aren't we needed in Kajuju?
Yeah, Kajuju. There's some people at, or there's some possible people to recruit there. And then, yeah, if you guys still wanted to tackle Greenhouse Solutions, but that's it. But you guys know the location of Manifold Tower. There's that.
I've been there.
Wait,
I know the way.
We still want to address the Greenhouse Solutions?
It's up to you guys. There'd been discussion of that.
Well,
so we got this.
I can go whenever.
It's because the guitar is just like, so we still have more recruiting we can do. I figure we can still do some more recruiting, figure out what we can do around, how we're going to tackle Manifold Tower. But we need to make sure we have all of our assets in place before we do that. Don't want to rush off just yet. Wouldn't be a good idea.
Agreed.
All right. So, and also to address Alicia in the chat, so we also have a YouTube channel, which you can find, I think, linked still on the Twitch page. If not, then we could throw a link in the chat. That where we also upload the VODs every Monday, and then we stream the episode every Saturday evening around 7 p.m. Eastern, and then VODs go up on Monday. So if you want to keep up with the series or look back through the backlog, we also have big recaps for all the previous story arcs, or most of the previous story arcs, except one. If you want to catch up on the story and things of that nature, or keep up with the episodes as they come out. So, anyway, yeah, this will be where we wind down tonight's episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Until next time, see y'all later. Peace. Squared. Have a good night. God bless.
Good night, sweet dreams. All of the good things.
See you later. God bless.
Good night, everyone.
Later.
Bye.